63. Be independent. Right of a man is his lord of determining his fate. Human rights are ever changing in this world. Establishment of rights in this world is the primary duty of every person. Everybody should have equal opportunity for his prosperity in any system. Anybody should not enjoy any special right. Remember that nobody is having any particular demand but unsolicited. Don't claim more than requirement for your existence. Because of inactivity or barrenness of the state is lethargy, lack of skill, lack of accountability and transparency, political influence, an aimless movement of the government. In a hospital of a capitalistic society, financial status, age, class and profession of a person decide the recovery or death of a patient. Application of rights should be controlled to protect the status of gaining the rights. We should accept that claims and rights of the new generation is greater than the seniors, although it is not liked by the seniors. We should control our tendency of expanding our personal rights. Self-rights should be realized. Nobody gives rights to anybody automatically, but it should be acquired through one's efforts. No right can be established without a deadly war. Nobody entrusts right to anybody. The relation through which one's rights are snatched is no relation at all. Each work has expense, inactivity has also cost. Freedom should be acquired, it cannot be achieved easily, it needs sacrifice. Whether neutral inactivity is good or freedom is good, which one is more expensive is a necessary consideration indeed. The freedom is not paternal property or not gift property. It should acquired and protected. The freedom should acquired by power and it's priced by blood. The braves in self-dependence protect freedom with responsibility. Should be prepared for ruled by both military and civil, towards work for freedom. Freedom means the political, religious, economic and social freedom. Uplift of culture, arts, industry, literature, trade, sports, every fields are called freedom. Social freedom means free from social imbalance and injustice. The economic freedom means to free from economic unequal tie and slavery, equal distribution of property, equal opportunity is for eligibility of all, the improvement of lifestyle. The meaning of freedom is not in discipline or dictatorship. Freedom does not mean the abolishment of law, rather that means placement of law and discipline. People often forget that liberty is their first and foremost right. Liberty is the best, but it means independence from one's own limitations. When liberty denies all fascinations, it turns madness. And when a fascination does not recognize liberty, it turns to oppression. There are no rescuing of blind charm to the past. There are freedom of soul as in future. Rescuing from one's own limitations is the best. There are many politicians who think and publicize that people don't become fit for enjoying liberty till they understand its value. But it is like that maxim that one should not go near to water before he learns how to swim. Hunger and jobless people are the signs of subjection. A collective number of people can't be strengthened by weakening the individuals. A large number of people can't be independent where individuals are chained up. An individual can't be fully honest, independent and happy till everybody becomes so. Political domination of a state is visible, but its cultural subjection is not. Mental and intellectual liberties are more valuable than political liberty. A national independence can't be maintained without individual liberty and financial liberty of its people. The most important way of making independence as an asset of people is to unite the strength of people to earn money. A society with equity of people, their financial progress, democratic system ensure the choice, taste and liberty of people. Independence is a bad ideology in its literal meaning. The only and real ideology of human being is justice, and being kind and protecting the weak people is the justice. The source of unity is sovereignty and independence. A country with equity, friendship and liberty can make it a haven. A nation is to sacrifice many things consciously for its welfare. To achieve and protect liberty are equally hard. A nation can't achieve independence through begging only. Independence should be achieved by strength and through struggle. Value of independence can only be paid by blood. Desire for independence with an impatient mentality is self-destruction, in other words. Lead your life with liberty, but don't use liberty to cover your wickedness. No dishonest man is independent. Independence is essential for proper manifestation of humanity. Where independence is unlimited, pleasure is also unlimited there. He who is afraid of living alone can never be fully independent. Personal liberty is most necessary for ensuring a person's status and happiness. The most important factor of development is independence. As liberty of thinking and expressing is necessary for a man, like he should have liberty in respect of his footing, clothing, marriage and all other matters till nobody is harmed by him. Liberty of speaking means not to hinder seeing, thinking, expressing, speaking and writing of people. As personal liberty is necessary, at the same time liberty in arts, literature, culture, newspapers and in every activities of the society is also necessary. Liberty is as valuable to mankind as power of vision to the eyes, air to the lungs and love to a heart. Brain of a man without liberty becomes such a prison, to the door of which the thoughts of a man keep on knocking their heads. A man must be independent to know that how he can wisely use his different powers. Constructive use of liberty is a sacred and respectable duty of a person. Liberty means responsibility, in other words. And most of the people are afraid of it due to this reason. The Englishmen love their independence just like their married wives, and although they don't mix up with this wife too much in front of others, yet they are prepared to protect her with manly valor when necessary. The French people love their independence just like their new married wife with full of shyness. They keep on waiting eagerly to mix up with this bride. And they are not fully satisfied even after surrendering them to her feet. The Germans love their independence just like their old grandmothers. Liberty and mastery cannot live together. They can establish the liberty of the citizens who can establish the liberty of their conscience. He who can't be a master of himself, can't he ever be independent? Liberty is such a thing which you want to get till you give it to others. Gentleman's relation means there is liberty in each other. The relation which does not bother for others' wishes and wills is a relation like that of between a master and a slave. It will gradually decay and one day it will surely be cut off. But relation based on liberty of both the parties becomes closer day by day. Life means liberty and one's prestige. A human soul is nothing but combination of love and liberty. Domination makes people beastly. Obeying orders is the liberty when justice reigns. A man can feel what liberty is if he is self-controlled. Liberty does not mean indiscipline. Liberty does not mean that people will do whatever they like without bothering the interest of their country. People can expect for a well-disciplined administration in a state without liberty. But men never get such liberty without a well-disciplined administration. It is hard work to lead anyone towards freedom, which needs infinite patience and confidence. A free person controls him by himself. He does not need other people to do that. External force controlled inner outer pull and all create an reality which is servile mentality. Happy, cultural, pious, sincere persons are the output of freedom. Freedom means doing work willingly without interfering into others' freedom and creating obstacle, so the limit of freedom is determined automatically. Men can be guided independently through activity, not only direction by admit his work like co-warrior. The intelligence and conscience of persons have to be taken in trust and confidence. In adverse situation, we came to know people's practical knowledge, foresight, skill and ready wit. An independent person is a foreigner to evict monotony, with conscience, honesty, courage, energy and love. In an autonomous society all are responsible. They give importance more on group life than their own lives. To enjoy freedom of life, a well-disciplined life is needed. The natural development and expression of emotion need freedom. Its essential elements are love and donation. Courage, justification, love, honesty and other human values develop through these. Everybody wants to be happy. As long as man possesses the capability for enjoyment, he remains lively. When this power exhausts, his soul dies. It is quite natural that people of independent states are courageous and liberal. People feels a sense of security and becomes happy in an independent country. And people of a dominated country remain afraid and terrified for looting and stealing. We can't feel that our country belongs to its every citizen because we have taken birth but have not made a close relation between the country and ourselves through serving, sacrifice, austerity, knowledge and understanding, and thus we have not able to belong it fully. We belong to that which we grow up with our intelligence, heart and love. The land which is developed by somebody, by his knowledge, intelligence, love and works is his native land. Patriotism means to serve mankind. A man can be happy and peaceful if he can love his country and its people. No land other than a man's motherland can be dearer to a man. He who does not love his motherland does not love his own life. Our motherlands are 3 in number and all the 3 are interrelated. Those are firstly the earth, secondly our memories and thirdly our souls. It can be called as the continent of the hearts of the mankind. Relation between a citizen and a state is not only geographical but also mental. A state is self-exposed, it is not made of earth only but also by its citizens. A state is not mere earthly but also a sovereign power. If the citizen can prosper, only then a state can be called a state in its real sense. He is really happy who knows about his country. He who never visited a foreign country can't feel the love for his own country. The more we see and learn about foreign countries, the more our love for our country increases. The nation which evaluates its every citizen becomes prosperous. The country where the citizens are more civilized, the independence of the country is more meaningful. He who thinks about his motherland as his own, is a real citizen of the land. He belongs this country, who is happy to the progress of this country. This country is there, who have sacrificed and will sacrifice everything for the independence of this country. The greatest curse for a dominated country is that its citizens are to fight more with the natives than with the occupants for independence. Envy from the people, deceit from the friends and unjustified control by families are surrounding us. We are dominated and servile. The great curse for a dominated country is ingratitude of its citizens to their motherland. They will suspect you whom you will serve. They will try to sell you out lives of whom you will save. Illiteracy and ingratitude of people will pinch you in every moment like a needle. Here you won't find any respect or sympathy. Nobody will invite you closer or will come forward to help you, but everybody will go away from you as they do at the sight of a poisonous snake. This is our reward for loving our motherland. Sometimes the tree of independence is to collect its nutrition from the blood of the patriots and the oppressed. Every citizen of an independent country should be a soldier. It was true for the Greeks and the Romans, and it should be true for all the citizens of all the independent countries. A soldier is to implement his decision with the help of his arms, but he should judiciously decide when, against whom and why the arms will be used. We have finished our struggle through arms, now we should convert struggle for independence into the struggle for building up our motherland. The struggle for building up a country is harder than the struggle for its independence, so we should engage our full efforts for progress of our country. Don't we live in a country where there is no individual regard, friend, relatives, a kind-hearted ruler, efficient physicians, effective education, way of earning, nice markets and taste-filled drinks? One should not live where there is no rich man, learned priest, a king, river and physician. A judicious man avoids living in an unjustified land, an illegal profession, a bad wife, a dangerous river, impure things and undigestible foods. The country where there is no rule of laws and where laws listen to the rulers only, human rights are oppressed there, and every step in that country is not worthy of living. It is useless to take shelter of him, who is not a good administrator, does not have regard for the pious man, does not help the needy people, does not give opportunity to enjoy personal properties and does not help his friends. One should live under a ruler who is having the 6 qualities like good administration, good reputation, helping tendency for the pious man, benevolence, allows other to enjoy and protects his friends. One should stay that place that time with that object which assured peace, full-fledgedness and basic human rights, and where prosperity for all is encouraged and speeded up. That is the heavenly state where there is a good understanding between the rulers and the ruled. A state is formed neither by stones nor by wood, nor by architecture. But there is a city and a fort where the citizens know how to protect themselves. the fort which is secured from all sides against the native and foreign enemies and having sufficient soldiers under many commander is fully secured. Education, wisdom of the old man and the eyes of the detectives keep a state secured and peaceful. A state does not fall without a conspiracy of some dishonest people. A state prospers, remains protected, and its progress continues through proper implementation of laws and standard of living of its citizens depend on these factors. Rights of protection of life, property and liberty come under natural rules. Question of rights become important with the development of ideas and consciousness of people. The most important factor of right is the combination of social recognition, state control and well-protection. A government is based on public support, and the prime goal of a state is to maintain social stability and security and public interest. Giving fooding, clothing and meeting all other needs to the sick, invalid, old, children, juveniles, pregnant, helpless people, orphans, unemployed and distressed people, through government resources are the responsibilities of a state. A state should protect the interests of the consumers and the buyers. A state should be built up on a strong economic foundation through solving the problems of the retarded population. Welfare and progress of a state depend on its legal and judicial systems. Activities of a state should be carried out on three kinds of evidences, such as direct, indirect and calculated evidences. Small states prosper through unity and big states are destroyed through clashes. Nature of a state grows on the basis of the nature of its citizens. Idea of a state and its implementation are the products of combined actions of the great thinkers and the concurrent political system. The aim of constitution of a state is prosperity and progress of the people. An individual grows up and prospers according to the opportunities he gets from his state. So the responsibility of a state is to develop the citizens in respect of principles and religions of the citizens and to give full-fledgedness in their lives. Preparation and amendment of constitution should be on the basis of the needs of people. Protection of rights of the neglected population, establishing unity between the rulers and the ruled, alertness towards the enemies, suppression of corruption and prevention of oppression are some practical steps to be taken by a state. A specific geographical boundary, natural resources, opportunities of employment and a population well adjustable with the resources and administrative facilities are the very important factors of a state. Population of an ideal state should be limited to its resources. A society is formed with a community and a state is formed on the basis of a specific area of land and its natural resources. Structure of state: ruler community, fighter community, producer community. State is one kind of inherent product. It is not the result of any contract. Logic, brave, desire, expectations are elements of personality. Man acts controlled by it. State engine: administrators, rulers and bureaucrats can create advanced conscious moral among nation by creating liberal intellectual, neutral and friendly circumstance to receive advice. Man is ruled by the power of imagination. However, the truth, man is basically driven by the weakness of imagination. The status provides authority. The authority gives power. Respect comes from good behavior. The rulers keep ruling with support of country people. To formation of parallel governmental labors, farmers and youths should take in responsibility by organized. Equal rights and cultural freedom are needs. Hard duty serving attitude, firm brotherhood to the nation, firm strength of willness make the nation undefeated. All associations, organizations, institutions should be united to a common ideality and objective, that is the national development. Everybody has responsibility to the nation. Whether the emotion is not fulfilled by hard program, then the reaction will be raised. Depending on government for citizens is not sign of social development. Good citizen does not depend on government, rather government depends on good citizen. Not depending on other, can be contributed to the national development, solving local problems through establishing self-monarchy. Each action, decision and behavior of citizen carries the national honor and respect. The downfall of country is done by determination of opportunity-seeking citizen. These people place advantage beyond the principle. The patriot is the asset of the nation and cheaters are the national liability. All community profession, especially the poor and oppressed, have to carry this responsibility more. Which issues make obstacles the national power, such drug, gambling, suit, idleness, etc. all should be give up. Expansion of education and brotherhood is needed for this. Workers in groups will conscious all to the original concern of misery. Together with political program, socio-economic religious programs should be undertaken, which has congruity with the development. In terms of parliamentarian governing administration, more observation and controlling provision should be done. People lead bad life inferior than servant in order of reaching the state condition to the extreme of demoralization. A family cannot be maintained without proper management, discipline, values and honesty. Likely a state is a family rather nothing, state is a big family. Discovering of unity has to be done among many disharmony. There should be conformity with interest and opinion. Integration of culture has to be done. It needs secularism, science-based education. At the same time it increases economic consciousness. Each has to create self-ways for economic freedom. To the extent, the guide would be the self-environment and necessity. Dignity of the country can be raised by wide publicity of mass education. The eliminated beautification of the country has to be returned back by reformation of village and cities. The companionship and solidarity will be increased by the partnership of happiness, sorrowfulness, laugh and crying. Romulus and his followers showed the way of uniting the communities and groups under the flag of a single government through a political system. Of course, time decides the limits of the duties and responsibilities of citizens. Because collective interest is more valuable than individual interest. A state should be such where democracy and brotherhood should be there and the dharmas for acquiring education will be materialized. And where equal rights and facilities for everybody will be established.